importing pretty much from the top view and in the plain flat snapshot. So we'll do it that way for now. But we are now ready to get started. So the first thing that you need to do is pull up sketchup.google.com/3D warehouse. This is actually where a lot of the models that people will make will be uploaded. So I will go to and type in University Circle. Helps if I can spell. Cleveland, Ohio, which is where this site actually is located. And so I'll just grab, I don't know here, we'll grab the Mocha building. And it doesn't really matter which one you grab first, because the nice thing is it's got this map feature, and this is something that I found to be very, very critical here. So I've got the Mocha Cleveland building, which was actually completed by Farshid Musavi, right at the intersection of Euclid Avenue and Mayfield Road, you can see. But all of these other dots around here, the blue and the gray dots, are actually other buildings that I can actually select and see, and all of these have been geolocated. This is going to be incredibly useful for what we're going to do here in just a minute. So what I will do is I will take this and this Mocha model. It's going to be the first thing that I put in, and I could actually download it as a SKP file, the standard SketchUp file, or KMZ, which is going to be our Google Earth file, or the zip file right here. So what I'm going to do is actually download it as a KMZ file, and sure. Go ahead and download that again as a KMZ file, and what you'll see is that because of the geolocation of the person who made this model, as well as the geolocation that I have just created for my model, I'll actually be able to import that directly to where it needs to go. So if I go to File, Import, and then under my downloads, you can see I have Mocha building and site. If I go ahead and open that, there is the Mocha building as designed by Farshid Musavi. I can continue to go through, and what I'll do is I'll go back to this map, and what I tend to like to do is try and find some of the buildings. I'll go ahead and click on it, and then right click, open in a new tab, so that I will do just a number of these kind of very, very quickly, which allows me the opportunity to keep myself somewhat organized, because as you start downloading a lot of these files, you can probably guess that you will get a little confused. So this is a good example of a model where there are multiple models that have been created by a number of various SketchUp users. I tend to like to try and use the blue dot, which has been awarded by the Google, I guess, people as a better model than some of the others. So if you have this opportunity, I generally tend to download it with the blue dot. But as you've seen, if it doesn't have a blue dot and it's a building that you need, that's going to be a good opportunity for you to save some time. So I'll go ahead and download a bunch of these and pause the video here for you so that you don't have to watch me do this. And we'll be back in just a minute. And I'm back. As you can see here, I have downloaded a number of various buildings that we'll be using for this site. I haven't gone through and renamed any of them. I found that this tends to be just a little bit of a waste of time. because I'm using the KMZ file, I don't need to necessarily know what the name of all of these buildings are, but as a general housekeeping and to keep myself organized, way to go, what I'll do is I'll keep a folder that says in SketchUp or already used, and as I go through and add a bunch of these buildings, I will go ahead and see that I'll put it in there as a way to know what I have gone through and what I haven't, in case I need to stop for a little bit or my file crashes or anything. I kind of know where I am. So I will go ahead now and just start plugging away and start importing a bunch of these files, and you can see every once in a while you'll get something that says that this model is more than 1,000 meters from the origin, and that will cause a little bit of issue if you try to put this back into Google Earth. But if you're not planning on putting your whole scene back into Google Earth, then you can go ahead and just click preserve location, and there it is. It'll go ahead and populate that. The interesting thing to note is that you can actually do a couple things with this. Go ahead and add more imagery in this case you've noticed some of these buildings actually will allow you to populate off of the map that we've created. So I'll go ahead and create another map for myself, or another image. Go ahead and select that. I don't necessarily need all of that. We'll come down and through here and just grab that, and what it will do is, after it's done thinking, you can see that it goes ahead and keeps the same origin point, but just extends the plane with the satellite image on it, as well as, I believe, the terrain. So there we go. You can see that I've done this before, and so I like to kind of give myself a little bit of room here for these types of extents. But then I'll go ahead and turn that back off. And then the nice thing about this is it just allows you to see if you're actually placing this building exactly where it should be. But again, because it's geolocated, should be the case. So let's go back to the top view, and we'll continue. Hopefully I will be able to speed this up, and we'll just continue. Unfortunately, you cannot select multiple files to import at the same time. I mean, it'd be great to just capture them all, shift click and be able to select them all. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Just did that one, so we'll put that in there. But you'll be able to go through here, and it always zooms to the extent. So that's why I like to try and gather all of my files first, or at least a good number of files, and import them all at the same time. I just find it to be a little bit easier to deal with. So I won't bore you by watching me import all of these, but I will be back. And I'm back. So one of the things that I want to show is kind of the extent to which this KMZ file and the geolocation will actually work. To show that, let's use, for example, something over in this commercial district that I want to go ahead and add a building to, because I think it's important. So I'll go up and go to my import, and I'll try and import the grog shop, and you'll notice I keep my eyes over here and nothing happens. Instead, where that file is actually located is right at my origin. So I'll go ahead and delete that. And the reason for that is actually quite simple. SketchUp can only keep track of so much information before it essentially gives up. So just beware that if you're getting a lot of the 1,000 meter warnings for some of these buildings out here, and then you try and import a building that's even further away and you don't get that 1,000 meter warning, you might want to look at the origin, because odds are that it hasn't imported in the correct location. In future videos, I'll go ahead and show ways to get around it, essentially creating a new geolocation with a common building, and then going ahead in the SketchUp file and marrying the two together, using that base common building as a origin point. So I'll show, as I said, I'll show that again in a different video. But this is it. This is the context, the University Circle area in Cleveland, Ohio that I've downloaded. I've imported everything. Just about an hour it's taken me to download and import all of these things. One of the last things that I wanted to talk about is probably something that I should have talked about a little bit earlier, but it's the fact that using these KMZ files, or even if you downloaded the SKP file, the native SketchUp